Hi, my name's Lucy Anderson-Wood. I'm a psychotherapist and clinical hypnotherapist. And today, I'd like to invite you to join me on a journey, a visualization journey, where we will relax enough so that you can reach your subconscious mind if you so choose. So what I'd like you to do right now is make sure that you're not operating any machinery and find a nice, comfortable place for you to relax in. And when you've found your comfortable, safe place to be in, I'd like you to just tell your body that it's time for it to relax. Let your body know that it has no appointments right now. There is nothing for you and your body to do right now apart from listen to the sound of my voice. And just focus on your breath. Just focus on breathing in and breathing out. In your own time, whatever breathing rhythm feels right for you. And if you have a yogic practice where you are able to relax yourself through your breath, then I invite you to use that form of breathing right now to enable your body to relax even more. And if you'd like to try a new relaxing breath, then I'd invite you to try the 3-4-5 breath, which is a simple method of breathing to help you relax. You breathe in 1, 2, 3, then hold the breath for 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then release for 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and repeat that sequence of breathing or whatever breath you're using. Repeat that sequence of breathing 10 times until your body is starting to feel really relaxed and comfortable. Allow your body to release all of the tension that it's been holding during the day. And let your body know that right now you have nowhere to go, nothing to do, no appointments. Any worries that have been with you during the day, right now just give yourself a break from those worries. Give yourself a holiday from those worries. And just let those worries just sink away, knowing that you can always go back to them whenever you choose. But right now, this is a time for you to focus on your breath and just your breath. So breathing in, 2, 3, holding, 2, 3, 4, and releasing, 2, 3, 4, 5, and repeating, just focusing on what the breath feels like as it's going in through your nose. What temperature is the breath that you're breathing? What temperature is it as it goes through your passages to your lungs? And how do your rib cage muscles feel as they're expanding to allow the breath in? And then how do they feel when you're holding that breath and then releasing that breath? Feel the speed of the air as it goes through your nose or your mouth. Just notice mindfully without judging yourself for breathing in the right way or the wrong way. Just notice and allow the breath to continue naturally at exactly your own pace, exactly your own rhythm, the rhythm of your body. And just notice, be mindful of your breath. And now I'd like to invite you to switch your attention over to your body. And I'd like you to feel the weight of your body on the floor or the bed or sofa or chair, wherever it is that you are placed right now. Just feel the weight of your body as it's breathing gently. And allow the feeling of that weight to get heavier and heavier as you notice more and more the hardness or the softness of the surface underneath your body. And do a body scan, just check throughout your whole body if there's any areas that might be holding tension or discomfort. And if you detect any tension or discomfort, just allow your attention to go there and release that tension and lower the discomfort. Just give it some nurturing, some peace from your breath. So breathe into every part of your body and release tension from every single part, going from your toes all the way up to your crown, your scalp. So breathe into your toes and your feet and release any tension from your toes and your feet. Breathe in to your ankles and release any tension in your ankles. Breathe in to your calves and your knees and release any tension in your calves and your knees. Breathe in to your upper legs and thighs and release any tension from there. Breathe in to your pelvis and your hips and release any tension from your pelvis and hips. Moving up your body to your stomach area. Breathe in to your stomach area and release any tension from your stomach area. Breathe in to your ribs and your chest and release any tension from your ribs and your chest. Breathe in to your shoulders and release any tension from your shoulders, and moving from your shoulders down your arms all the way down to your fingers. Breathe in and release any tension from your shoulder all the way down to one of your arms. And breathe in to your shoulder and your other arm and release all the tension from your shoulder down to the tips of your fingers. And if you'd like to move your hands or fingers to make them feel a little bit more comfortable, then at any point you can move your body so that it feels more comfortable and relaxed. And now move your attention to your neck area where it joins your head. Breathe in to your neck area and release any tension from your neck area. And if you would like to move your head gently from one side to the other, just to feel that release of tension and make it more comfortable, then do so. Moving up from your neck to the back of your head, to your ears, breathe in and breathe out any tension from the back of your head round to your ears. And now you might want to move the muscles of your face. Maybe raise your eyebrows, screw up your nose, stretch your lips, open your jaw. Breathe in to your face and breathe out any tension that you're holding in any of the muscles of the face. And again, breathe in to your whole face, to your whole head, and release any tension that you're holding in the muscles of your head. Breathe in to your scalp and your forehead and release any tension you're holding in your scalp and your forehead. Now, focus your attention on your mind and your thoughts. Just watch your thoughts without attempting to change them. Just watch them coming into your mind and going out of your mind to be replaced by the next thought and the next thought and the next. And just watch how they come and they go without making any judgments about whether your thoughts are good or bad, crazy or sane. Just allow the thoughts to be as they are. And notice as you start to observe your thoughts that the thoughts start to slow down a little. And just watch without judgment. Just be mindful of your thoughts. Let them come in and let them go out, so they don't disturb your relaxation and well-being. And just allow them, like clouds passing through the sky, to move on, to be replaced by the next thought, the next cloud. And then I'd like you to switch your attention, if you will, to your heart, the home of our feelings. And just notice with an inquiring mind, with an open mind, what kinds of feelings, what sensations and emotions are you able to witness in your heart? And without judging these feelings as good or bad, happy or sad, normal or abnormal, just allow those feelings to be. Just watch like an interested but objective bystander the kinds of feelings that are going through your heart right now. And start to see your heart and the emotions in it a little bit like the weather, how the climate of your heart changes from one minute to the next. And realize that you are not your feelings and emotions, that you are separate from them, but you are the observer of those emotions. So just watch as you have rain or sunshine hail, maybe a few clouds, maybe even a hurricane. Just watch calmly and objectively the emotions that are going through your heart, passing through, just like the weather always changes and passes on. And now take a beautiful deep breath and allow your body, mind and heart to surrender to the moment, to right now. And use your imagination, use your mind's eye to imagine a place where you feel incredibly safe, calm, comfortable. Now this place is going to be your safe place, your safe space where you feel completely at ease, completely yourself. It could be a place that exists in reality, or it could be a place that you've seen on a TV or film or read about in a book, or it could be a place that doesn't exist anywhere, that you just fabricate in your mind's eye. It could be a log cabin, a beach hut, a hammock in a forest or a beach. It could be a tree house, garden bench. It could be your own bed, or a bed in a holiday home that you remember visiting. It could be a cozy sofa, or just let your imagination, let your mind's eye just create the perfect place for you, as complicated or as simple as you would like it to be. And now I'd like you to step into this picture that you've created. I'd like you to be in this space, in this safe space that you've created for yourself. What does it feel like? Have a look around. What colours are there? How bright is it? What are you wearing in this place? What objects can you see around you? On the ground, above you, to the side of you, behind you, in front of you. And what can you touch? What do things feel like when you touch them? Is there a breeze? What temperature is it? Perhaps you're inside, perhaps you're outside. And then imagine the sounds that are in your space. What kind of sounds are there? Perhaps there are birds singing in trees, or maybe there's a clock ticking in the hallway. There could be the sound of wind or waves crashing on the beach. I don't know what sounds you can hear, but listen to them now. What scents are in the air? Perhaps there's the aroma of freshly brewed coffee or freshly baked bread. There may be the aroma of beautiful lilacs or roses, or maybe the scent of the salt air if you're near a beach. And now I'd like you to imagine that you have in your hand a remote control that allows you to increase the power of all of your senses, so that this scene, this beautiful, safe space becomes even more vivid in your imagination. Just really feel, see, hear and sense what it feels like to be in your beautiful, comfortable, safe place. And so right now, from the safety of your beautiful, safe place, I'd like to invite you to come on an adventure, to the tree of tenderness. So in front of you, I'd like you to envision a small but very well formed, mechanically very sound balloon. It's an air balloon, and you take hold of the string that's anchoring it to the ground and undo it as you step inside of the balloon, and you slowly start to rise as you throw small sandbags over the edge that have been keeping it down on the ground. Each sandbag allows you to go higher and higher up into the sky. You're feeling lighter and lighter with every sandbag that you throw over. Lighter and lighter. You feel the cool breeze as you're rising up and up and up and up, feeling so light, feeling so peaceful. You start to be able to see the earth beneath you getting smaller and smaller. You feel completely safe, knowing that you're going on a journey, and you find that your balloon is starting to move eastwards. It moves slowly sometimes and then speeds up gently and slow again, as if it's looking for something. Perhaps it's looking for something that's going to help your subconscious mind and your life. You find that it's starting to descend. It seems to have found what it was looking for. The balloon is gently going down, and as it's descending, you're feeling more and more relaxed, more at ease with your adventure, looking forward to what's ahead. You feel yourself becoming more and more open to this new experience. And as you look over the basket of the balloon, you see that there's a forest below, an immense forest. All you can see for miles and miles around are beautiful evergreen trees. You can hear the gentle rustling of the leaves from the trees. And as you get closer to the trees, you can see that some of them are dark green, some of them are pale green, some of them are wider with wider, larger branches, and some of them are slimmer. And your balloon is intuitively taking you to exactly the tree that is right for you. And you see that in one small area of this immense forest is a wooden platform, especially for your balloon to land on. And you see that your balloon is headed for this small platform perfectly accurately, and it lands you right in the center of the platform. You can smell the fresh air. You can feel the oxygen, the freshness, the aliveness of this place is incredible. You can see birds flying around, and insects, butterflies, flying around as well. And you look down at your tree where you've landed, and it's the most majestic tree. I don't know if it's an oak tree or an ash or a beech or some other kind of tree, but you can see from the leaves that this is a very beautiful, very powerful tree. And this tree is taller than a house. It's so tall that the platform where you've landed at the top of this tree has 3 stories below it, and you can see some tiny winding steps, very strongly constructed with a safe handrail, and you decide to step out of your balloon and go down the steps. And you notice the atmosphere in this particular tree is very soft and gentle, almost magical. You step down the steps, and with each step you feel more and more relaxed, more and more yourself, going down 10 steps, 10, 9, 8, feeling so good and calm, 8, 7, 6, feeling so relaxed and just like yourself, 6, 5, 4, and you put your foot on the step 3, and a huge wave of relaxation goes throughout your whole body, allowing your mind to be open and receive all those things for your highest good. Going down from step 3, step 2, and finally step 1. You arrive at the 2nd story of this amazing tree house, and you see that the tree house has been built amongst the strong branches. It's beautiful, it's peaceful, and there's an atmosphere of gentleness and calm in this place. There's a doorway in the tree house, and you walk inside, and inside the furniture is all made of wood. It's very sparse, very minimalist, but beautiful. There's no need for pictures. And the sides are open so you can see the canopy of the trees. Just as you are starting to relax in this space, a little creature, a tiny little creature, comes into your space. And the creature is very small and very cute. It's as if they're made out of leaves, and they look a bit like an elf, a green elf covered in leaves. And this elf tells you that he is the elf of tenderness, and he's come here to help you to enhance your life in whichever way is going to be for your highest good. And you notice something very nice about this elf, that whenever this elf starts to talk, you start to feel relaxed and you start to feel really good about yourself. And the elf explains that his voice has the power to be incredibly nurturing and relaxing for your mind and body. And the elf invites you to come with them on a journey to explore the tree house. So the little tiny elf jumps up on your shoulder and shows you around the tree house. The elf shows you that there are bedrooms, a little kitchen, a study area, all different kinds of spaces in this enormous tree house. And they take you out onto the veranda, and you can see a beautiful jacuzzi spa that's sunk into a platform. And this tender, sweet, gentle elf, covered in leaves, so soft and green and fresh and beautiful, they explain to you that today you have a task ahead of you, and they would like to support you in this task. they're going to introduce you to another elf. But this elf is not at all like they are. Is not at all tender, is not at all kind, and not at all gentle. And they want to introduce you to this elf so that you become aware of this elf's existence. Because these two elves, the elf of tenderness explains, are to be found in the voices inside your head that talk to you every day as your thoughts, telling you that you're doing something wrong or praising you for doing something right. So right now, the elf of tenderness takes you by the hand and encourages you to go over and sit on a little wooden bench, and they explain that they're going to bring over the terrible elf to meet you, just so that you can get some awareness. And the elf of tenderness explains that you have no need to be worried about this, because this elf will constantly be with you, supporting you. So the terrible elf appears, and you see that this tiny little elf looks harmless. They're just made out of sticks, spiky little sticks, twiggy little sticks. They just look very tiny and insignificant. But the elf of tenderness explains that even though the terrible elf is small and looks harmless, that they can actually cause you huge damage inside your mind and your heart. But they explain that today the terrible elf has agreed to come and visit you and help you to relieve yourself of any thoughts that you might have that give you terror, give you fear, give you jealousy, give you any unnecessarily unpleasant thoughts or feelings. So right now, in your mind's eye, if you feel ready to do this, and if it feels safe for you to do this, then I encourage you to tell the terrible elf all those negative words that they've been giving to you, to your mind and to your heart, and just give those words back right now. So it could be that sometimes your mind tells you, oh, I'm not as good as him, or I'm not as good as her, or I don't deserve this, or oh, if I tried harder I could have done this, I'm so ugly, I'm so fat, I'm so thin. Whatever those words are right now, I'd like you to just tell them to the terrible elf. And the terrible elf has agreed to take those words back. So I'm going to give you a few moments of silence where you can say to the terrible elf, give back to the terrible elf, all of those things that you might sometimes hear in your mind, in your heart, that are not for your highest good. So right now, give them back to the terrible elf, and watch as the twigs receive all of those negativities. The elf of tenderness holds your hand and encourages you to think of even more thoughts, words that the terrible elf has implanted in your mind from time to time. And sometimes the voices might have the sound of a parent or of a teacher, but even so, the terrible elf loves to take them back. They've agreed they will take back every thought and every word that has been in your mind, no matter how far back it goes. So just think back, maybe your classroom, maybe a relationship, words that have been said to you that may have got stuck there for one reason or another. Just give those back to the terrible elf and watch the little twigs shaking a little whenever you give back one of those words or sentences. And now you see that the elf of tenderness is smiling. They're very pleased with you. And they take the terrible elf hand in hand, and the elf of tenderness sends the terrible elf into a deep, deep sleep. A sleep that can last for a year or 10 years or 100 years. And the elf is glad of the rest, because it's not been easy being the terrible elf, saying all these critical things, saying all these unpleasant and usually untrue things, unnecessary things, things that are designed to hurt us. So this terrible elf is ready for a sleep, a huge rest, and just watch as the twigs seem to bend slightly as the elf relaxes. It's no longer so twiggy and sticky and spiky. And this terrible elf seems to be shrinking as well, and it almost melts into the wooden platform where you're standing. Fast asleep it is. Fast asleep, so that its critical voice, so that its fearful voice, so that its unpleasant, chastising voice can no longer be heard inside your mind. The sleep is going to be very long and very peaceful. There's no need for the terrible elf to be revived. This terrible elf is much more comfortable asleep, feeling at one with the treehouse. So now the elf of tenderness has an excited look on their face, and they come up to you and say, now is the time to replace all of those criticisms, all of those fears, all of those negativities, and I can replace them with you. So if you would like to, you can stay sitting on the wooden bench, or you can step into the bubbling warm jacuzzi just next to you, stepping down, and the elf of tenderness is now going to fill your relaxed head with all those wonderful, empowering phrases that you would love to hear, those things that are actually true about you. And just allow the elf of tenderness to whisper gently into your ear all of those things that you would love to hear about your body, about how your body is healthy, about how your body is getting stronger and stronger, and how you are really powerful, how your body is powerful, and how your body knows how to heal itself, and how your body, even if it ever gets sick, that it will always know exactly what to do. And your immune system is so powerful that it will renew all parts of your body, down to the cells, down to the atoms, down to the tiny molecules. Every part of your body can be cured, can be allowed to be renewed and refreshed. And then allow the elf of tenderness to help you think about all those words about your body that you would love to hear. I don't know exactly what you would love to hear about your body. It can be something that's true about your body right now, or it could be something that is going to be true, that you would love to be true very, very soon. So it could be the elf of tenderness says, I'm working towards the perfect weight for me, or I'm working on accepting my body fully. You decide, what is it that you would love to hear? What tender words would you love to hear from the elf of tenderness about your body? And if there's one word or one phrase that speaks to you in particular, repeat that phrase or that word again and again and again, and ask the elf of tenderness if they can continue repeating those phrases whenever you choose. It could be you ask the elf of tenderness to say, I am beautiful exactly as I am, or I am perfect with all my flaws and all my beauties, or just simply, I am beauty, or I am beautiful. Choose a phrase for your body, a tender phrase that you would love to hear. And then when you're ready, the elf of tenderness would like to hear exactly what you would like them to say to you regarding your mind. So it could be, I am clever, or I am intelligent, or I am really, really smart, or I learn things easily and effortlessly, or I understand all that I need to know, or I am a seeker of knowledge and I have an open mind. You decide exactly what you would like to have the elf of tenderness say to you about your wonderful mind. And the elf reminds you that they can say to you things that you would like to be true, that are going to be true in your future. So it could be that if you're working towards a qualification, that you might say, I am more than capable of achieving this qualification. Or it may be that if you want to be able to read books with more understanding or more quickly, you could say, I am an amazing reader and I understand everything that I read. I am reading exactly in the way that I need to. Or whatever it is, whatever specific thing for you that you would love to hear about your mind. And now the elf of tenderness asks what you would like to hear about your heart. So think for a minute, what does your heart want to hear? What would you like to hear about the qualities of your heart? So the elf suggests that you might like to hear, you are a loving person. You are a kind being. You are full of tenderness. You are a generous person. Your generosity fills your heart. Others can feel your love. You have so much love in your heart that it overflows and can be felt by those around you. Others love you exactly as you are. You are a pure and innocent being, full of love. Just think, are there some words or phrases that you would love to hear from the elf of tenderness that will fill your mind with positive thoughts? There may be other areas of your life that you would like to have positive messages in. So, for example, in your career, the elf of tenderness suggests you might want to hear phrases like, I am as competent as I need to be in my work, or I am able to do a really great job. Or it could be, if ever I make a mistake, I forgive myself and I move on. Whatever it is for you that empowers you within the area of your career, or if you're at home or retired, then within your hobbies or an area of competence. So tell the elf of tenderness what tender words you would love to hear to encourage you and support you in the area of your career. And then tell the elf of tenderness what you would like to hear, what support you would like, what messages you would like to hear for your relationships. And the elf makes some suggestions to you. It may or may not be right for your situation. But they suggest you might want to hear, I am a loving partner and I am developing my relationship to be more and more loving every day. Or I approach my relationship with respect and dignity and a sense of equality and love. Or I love to meet new people and I'm interested in their stories. Or it may be, I will find a partner when the time is right for me. I commit to making my relationship the most loving and most nurturing for both of us that it can be. You choose the words or the sentences that you would love to hear in your mind that will support you in your life. And then the elf of tenderness tells you there's one more area in particular that they want to make sure that you have some really supportive words in, and that is any areas of your life where you may have felt that you've made mistakes in. And they explain that it's really important when you make a mistake, when you think you've made a mistake in your life, that you understand that it's an amazing opportunity for you to learn a life lesson. So think about some mistakes that you may have made in your life, things that you think of as mistakes, but really they are lessons for you that you can learn from. And think, what would you like the elf of tenderness to whisper into your ear whenever you make a mistake, or when you think about mistakes that you've made in the past that you're learning from? The elf of tenderness says that their favourite phrase is usually, a simple "I learn from every mistake that I make." Mistakes are not failures, they're just opportunities for me to learn. The more mistakes I make, the closer I get to finding what works. Very simply, I forgive myself every time. I give myself compassion and forgiveness. You feel relaxed, and if there's any other words in any other spheres of your life that you would like to hear from the Elf of Tenderness, tender words to replace those terrible, critical words that sometimes appear, right now is the time to ask. And just feel how relaxed you are in your body as you breathe in those words, and you remember that you're going to be using those words from now onwards in your everyday life. Only those words that are tender, that are for your highest good, and that feed your body, mind and spirit in a pure, kind and loving way. You enjoy relaxing, knowing that now that the voice in your head is going to be giving you tender words, and tender words only. And if ever any terrible or fearful or critical words appear, then you now know that all you need to do is tell the sticky, spiky elf of terribleness to go back to sleep, where they belong, where they feel more contented. That's all you need to do, is just tell them to go to sleep, that they have no place inside your head, inside your body, mind and heart. And they will obey your command, and the Elf of Tenderness will replace those unkind words with tender words. The Elf of Tenderness tells you that you have done a fantastic job today. You need to congratulate yourself for your bravery and your insight and your patience. And they tell you that now it's time for you to go back to your balloon. And so you climb up the steps, and you find that by the time you're on the platform, the balloon is waiting for you. And if you went in the jacuzzi, you feel nice and dry, and you feel refreshed. You step into the balloon. You start to fly up and up. You wave goodbye to the Elf of Tenderness and send thanks to the terrible elf for your insights. And the Elf of Tenderness reminds you that they're always going to be available to you to find the exact words that will nurture you and that are for your highest good whenever you so choose. So you see yourself in your mind's eye floating up in the balloon, floating above the sky, above the clouds, seeing the earth getting smaller, and the forest becomes a speck on the earth. And you move around the earth back to the place where you are now, where the balloon goes down slowly, slowly through the clouds. There may be a little rain shower cleansing the air as you're going down and down, back into a safe place where you find yourself relaxing. You bring all of those things with you that are for your highest good, and anything that was not for your highest good you leave behind you. And any of those qualities that you would like to enhance, they will go stronger and stronger every hour, every day, every week and every month. And now you know that you're going to be able to talk to yourself in a tender, kind, nurturing way whenever you choose. And you know now that the terrible elf that may have been feeding words of criticism, words of fear, words of unkindness into your head has gone to sleep and is not allowed to bother you anymore. You make a very strong decision that you're only going to listen to the elf of tenderness with tender words, and that if the twiggy, sticky, spiky, terrible elf ever starts to speak, that now that you have the awareness that you are going to be able to just send them to sleep right away, to replace those words with tender words that are more fitting for you. So now when you're ready, you're going to breathe some life into your fingers so that they can wriggle around a little bit, and even your wrists could move around in circles, and your toes are going to be coming to life a little bit, moving your toes, moving your ankles. You start to become aware of where you're sitting or lying. Become aware of the feeling under your body. And then on a breath that feels appropriate, you're going to be able to breathe your eyes open and become fully alert and fully awake. And if you choose to go on to sleep, then you'll be able to do that. But otherwise, you'll be able to carry on your day as alert as you choose to be, and as awake as you need to be in whatever everyday activities you're doing. Now I invite you to take up a pen and paper if you'd like to, and journal. Write down some of the things that you learnt on your inner journey, if it's helpful for you. And just see if you can gain some more insights through writing. And if you prefer, you could continue lying and think about your journey, and think about any actions you may want to take over the next hours or days or months. So I'd like to thank you for coming on the journey to the treehouse of tenderness with me. And if you've enjoyed this journey, then I'd like to invite you to come next week, next Sunday, Greenwich Mean Time at 8 o'clock at the World Storytelling Cafe.